Hey guys, everything known as Sun here. This is another article about precious metals. And again, if you didn't believe there was something wrong with the economy, then this is further evidence that pretty much everybody else recognizes that there's something wrong here. It's about Texas. This is from BusinessInsider.com. Texas is laying the groundwork for electronic gold-based currency, or money. Last year we covered a story coming out of Texas in which state government was planning to institute a state-controlled gold depository. They want to separate from the U.S., at least financially, and control their own monetary system, basically. A gold depository that would allow individuals to store their gold in a presumably safe place outside the United States banking system. So they want to get outside of the fiat currency system, the world reserve currency system of the U.S., and basically allow Texas to control it. And Texas is going to back it all with gold. This proposition was met with emotionally charged denunciations from Americans in faraway northeastern American states, where it was claimed this measure was contrary to the supremacy clause and just a terrible idea in general because it undermined faith in the U.S. central government and the Federal Reserve System. Again, you hear the word, like, the confidence, faith in the fiat currency system. That means, well, in order to have a fiat currency, you need to have faith in the money system, and there is no faith left. If there's no faith, that means the money is worthless, unless it is backed by gold, which Texas is trying to do, which the U.S. dollar was at one time. It was backed by gold prior to, I think, 1970 or whatever it was. Well, in spite of disapproval from New Yorkers, the Texas legislature passed the bill, and the governor signed it in the law last June. With the passage of this bill, the Texas Bullion Depository will become the first state-level facility of its kind in the nation, increasing the security and stability of our gold reserves and keeping taxpayer funds from leaving Texas to pay for fees to store gold in facilities outside our state. And it's even up for question whether there's even gold left in Fort Knox. So all the taxes that are going to pay to store that gold, is there actually any gold there? That's an open question right now. The depository won't store state gold and other precious metals. The law requires individuals, customers, and even school districts to be allowed to open accounts. Originally, the bill appears to have envisioned Texas tax dollars being used to create the facility, but the bill only passed when it was modified to create what is seemingly a state-chartered gold depository that will be privately owned and paid for via fees for gold storage. Thus, not surprisingly, several private firms are now trying to become creators of one of these depositories. Saab's company, one of many interested in being involved in what the state's plan to create a depository, proposes building a potentially $20 million facility with no Texas tax dollars on 40 acres of land it has in Shiner, about 250 miles south of Fort Worth. The original sponsor of the bill, State Representative Giovanni Capriglione, appears pleased with the progress being made. I am optimistic that the depository will be up and running at the end of this year or the beginning of next year. And again, the timing of this, I think, is significant as well, as we see basically an imminent collapse in confidence of the world reserve currency, the greenback, the U.S. dollar. The most important factor is making sure that the process is completed with considerable thought and care. At the depository, Texans will be able to open accounts similar to checking accounts at traditional banks. It goes on here and speaks about it. But basically, they want to go to an electronic currency that is backed by the same gold that sits in here, basically. And the reason is they don't trust the central bank, the U.S. Federal Reserve, to manage it, to hold the gold. For one thing, they don't know if there's any gold in Fort Knox or anywhere else, or in New York. And they don't trust the banks to manage the economy, the money system properly. And certainly right now, the U.S. dollar, the U.S. world reserve currency, is not backed by gold at all. It was removed from the gold. The gold backing was removed from it. Like I say, about 1970 or around there. I think when was it Roosevelt or Nixon or whomever it was that got rid of the gold standard effectively altogether. So if you didn't think something was going on, Texas wouldn't be doing this if they didn't have a complete lack of confidence in the country overall, the federal level control and central banking rules in operation. And they're getting ready, I think, for what is inevitable, a crash of the world reserve currency, the US dollar. It's being devalued as we speak, and it's gonna collapse soon. It's about every 40 years when a fiat currency crashes, and you head towards a new fiat currency. So we're at the end of the US dollar as the world reserve currency there. It hasn't been backed by gold since, like I say, about 1970. So we're at that 40-year mark where we likely will transition into a new fiat currency. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.